Hey everybody, Captain B-Nard back here with another Wi-Fi battle. Today we have week 7 of the BHDL2, and that is going to be against an individual simply known as Brandon P. So, there we go, and IGN will be Brandon. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at what he brought to battle. So he's got the Clodsire, the Bisharp, the Noivern, the Urshifu, Rapid Strike, the Cinderace, and the Cresselia. Alright, so, nothing super surprising here, quite honestly. Yeah, nothing super surprising here, but, can we do anything about it or not is the real question. So, I think what we want to lead with here this week is... I think we want to lead with the Grimmsnarl. I think that's got to be our play here. It's a toss-up, kind of a toss-up, but I feel like we lead with the Grimmsnarl. I think that's the best course of action here. And yeah, we'll just go ahead and see how that works out. So as I mentioned in the last video, this could be it for the Philadelphia Pidgeys this week. We are on the razor's edge of being eliminated from the BHDL2 here mathematically, so we really need a win this week. So we're going to see what we can get going. As he does lead with the Urshifu, we lead with the Grimmsnarl. So that's not too bad, actually, simply because... we can go ahead and Parting Shot out here to drop this thing's attack and special attack. Now, obviously, I believe the crits off the Surging Strikes bypass that drop, but I think our play here is just a Parting Shot, so that's what we're going to do. As he does stay in, we go for the Parting Shot. That is going to lower this thing's attack and special attack, which is, of course, what we need. And we're going to go ahead and pivot out here. So the question is, what do we really pivot into? Because we really do not have the best of answers to this Urshifu. The best answer we would have is Palafin in hero form, but obviously it's not yet in hero form. So he probably does just go Surging Strikes here. Goodra, I don't think, can take 2, which is a real problem. We don't really have a great switch into this thing if he goes for Surging Strikes. I mean, the Urshifu was something that I knew was going to be a huge problem for me this week, as my team really does not match up well against it. What does he go for right out of the gate here? Not much time. I think we have to go into Goodra. I think we have to go into Goodra here. I think that's our only switch in case he goes for the Surging Strikes. So we're going to go to Goodra. We are pretty bulky. He does go for a Swords Dance, so that's really bad, actually. So he gets a sharp attack increase, but we know he's not Scarf or anything like that, so I guess that's good. But yeah, so the Swords Dance is bad, but the only good thing here is that he is at only +1 now. So, knowing that, and he could Surging Strike, but the good news is we do resist it. So I think we just Draco Meteor. We can't play with this thing, we just have to Draco Meteor and hope we can take a +1 fighting move from this thing. I think that's our only play, so that's what we do, and we'll see what he wants to do. So he's got Swords Dance on the Urshifu. What does he do now? Does he risk that he can take the Goodra out at +1? Or does he switch? That is the real question. We are max HP on the Goodra, so I'm hoping we can take one. He does switch, so he does not want to risk whether or not he can one-shot. He doesn't want to bet his Urshifu on it. He does switch to the Clodsire, So that thing comes in. We do get a Draco Meteor on it. It does quite a bit of damage, actually, about a third, which is great damage. We do take a harsh special attack drop, unfortunately, and then he gets some HP back with the Black Sludge. So, unfortunately, we obviously can't stay in on this matchup. I think what we have to do now, we really need to get Palafin in hero mode right now. So we might actually just hard switch into Palafin. He probably just sets hazards here. That's what I'm thinking he will do. And I'm also expecting him to be water absorbed to try and counter the Palafin. He could Toxic, and if he does, that would be pretty devastating. But I think we switch Palafin in here just because we really need to get Palafin in hero form to try and deal with the Urshifu. So that's what we're going to do. It might come back to bite us depending on what he does, but we'll go Palafin right now as he goes for Stealth Rock as expected. So that's kind of not terrible in the sense that we do get the free switch in with Palafin. He does get more HP back from the Black Sludge, and he is, of course, on the Clodsire Stealth Rock. So we obviously have to switch here. I mean, ideally we would go for a flip turn, but like I said, I'm 100% expecting this thing to be water absorbed to counter the Palafin. An Ice Punch when we're not in hero mode, or Zen Headbutt when we're not in hero mode, will not take this thing out. And I don't want to take a big shot with the Palafin. So the only question is, what do we switch into this thing? We don't have a lot that wants to switch in on this thing. I mean, we could just switch the Kilowattrel in. I think that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, I think I'm just going to switch the Kilowattrel in here. We do take Stealth Rock damage, which is going to be unfortunate, but I think that's what we have to do. Because obviously we got to get Palafin in hero mode. So we come in with the Kilowattrel, take the Stealth Rock damage, and he does go for a Poison Jab. So that is going to do quite a bit of damage to us, actually, which is unfortunate. Yeah, he gets more HP back with the Black Sludge. So we're actually within range that another Poison Jab will take us out. So I think now is going to be the time for us to go ahead and pop our Terra off. So that's exactly what we're going to do. Depending on his spread, we could potentially KO with a Terra Blast Ice here, so we're just going to go for it. Hopefully he stays in. If he doesn't, it is what it is. But we have to try and take this thing out. So that's what we're going to attempt to do here. And we'll see what he wants to do. If he stays in, we do get a big shot on this thing, even if it doesn't take it out. He does switch out, which is unfortunate. So we're going to reveal our Terra here. He does switch in with Urshifu, which is an incredibly ballsy move on his side, as this thing is weak to both of our stab moves. But we go ahead and Terrastalize ourselves into an Ice type here. So he probably did predict the Terra here, but we do go for the Terra Ice. And we are going to get a Terra Blast Ice on this thing at max special attack, Life Orb boosted. How much damage is it going to do to the Urshifu is the question. Actually good damage, about a third. We take it down by about a third, which is nice. We do lose HP from the Life Orb, so unfortunately we've taken a lot of damage on this thing so far. Now, we could just straight up switch here, but I feel like we know he's got Swords Dance, so it's not worth the risk. We could very well be losing the Kilowattrel here if he has priority or if he's max speed, which would be devastating, but at the same time, we can't give this thing a chance to set up, so I think we just go Volt Switch here and see what he does. He does have Aqua Jet, so he goes for that, takes us out. So that's extremely unfortunate. We lose our Terramon there early. We lose Kilowattrel and we go down to 5. We could have maybe predicted that. So he's got Aqua Jet on there. But obviously, it just is what it is. So now we have a choice to make. And the choice is, what do we come in with? I feel like we come in with Palafin, because now that we have Palafin in hero form, it is the answer to this Urshifu. So we come in with Palafin. We are going to take some Stealth Rock damage. Obviously in hero form now. So I feel like we know, since we know this thing's not Scarf, we actually know we outspeed it. I'm not sure what he would want to switch in here, potentially, but I think our best bet is to go for the Zen Headbutt. So I think that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to go Zen Headbutt. He does stay in. We catch him with a Choice Scarf, Zen Headbutt, taking out the Urshifu and knocking him down to 5. So that is pretty incredible. Having Urshifu gone is a huge weight off of our shoulders. And yeah, we actually may even still be able to conceal the fact that we're Choice Scarf, just due to the fact that I believe Palafin naturally outspeeds Urshifu by like a few points. So if we're max speed and he's max speed, we would actually outspeed him. But if he is, if he has, depending on his set, he may know we're Choice Scarf at this point. But Choice Scarf Palafin's pretty uncommon, so we'll see what he wants to do. If he goes Bisharp, we'll know for sure that he knows that we're Scarf, which would be devastating, obviously, because we would have to switch. But we'll see what he wants to do here. He has a lot of options, obviously, still pretty early. So he could also go Crest, that would also be pretty devastating. And he does go Bisharp, so he might actually assume that we're Choice Locked. So Bisharp is in, and that's bad news, obviously. I feel like, what do we switch into the Bisharp? He probably just takes this opportunity to set up, which is going to be devastating. Also, this is one of his Terra Captains, obviously, too. But how do we want to handle the Bisharp is the question. I feel like we might need to go Glamora here. Might need to go Glamora, maybe. Yeah. We don't have... Yeah, I think we probably just need to go Glamora. We could also go, yeah, we probably just go Glamora. I think that's our only switch. Obviously, we can't stay in since we're Choice Locked into Zen Headbutt, so he's going to get a free turn to kind of do whatever he wants to do here, which could be devastating. But we come in with the Glamora, we take the Stealth Rock damage as he is going to Swords Dance, so that's obviously awful. He's going to get that +2 physical attack. And now this Bisharp is just kind of in the driver's seat to do some awful stuff, and that's not great. So I think what we have to do here is we just have to go for... He could Terra, obviously, but I feel like we just have to go for the Earth Power here to try and get some damage on this thing. If he goes for the Sucker Punch at +2, I don't think we take it. We could make an extremely risky play and switch back into the Palafin, predicting the Sucker Punch, but that would be incredibly risky on our side, and I don't know if I want to do that, because Palafin's really our only way to stop this thing right now, depending on what coverage he has. So we just go for the Earth Power here. That's really what we have to do. We have to just Earth Power here and see what he wants to do. But this thing is in the driver's seat that could potentially be some big problems, and he is going to bust out the Terra, so what type is he going to Terra into here? If it's flying, we're going to be in serious trouble, I think, and it is going to be Dragon, actually, so that's interesting. So he goes Terra Dragon on the Bisharp. What move does he go for here? We actually outspeed, go for the Earth Power. Doesn't do a ton of damage, but we do get some chip. He goes for the Iron Head and takes us out. So that's extremely unfortunate, obviously. We do get the Toxic Debris to go ahead and throw a layer of Toxic Spikes up, and he does take some Rocky Helmet chip on the way out, which could be very valuable. But yeah, we lose our Glamora and we go down to 4, so that's not great. So the Bisharp's got SD and Iron Head. So yeah, not great. We only really have one answer to this thing, and that's going to be the Palafin. So we're going to go ahead and come in with the Palafin here. Palafin's the only thing that I think can take a +2 Sucker Punch from this thing. So we come in with the Palafin. He's very well going to go for it. If we can survive it, an Ice Punch, I hope, should take him out from here. So we just go for the Ice Punch. That's our only play here, is we go Ice Punch. He goes for the Sucker Punch. Can we take it? No. Palafin can't take it. We go down to 3. So I think this Bisharp might have just swept us, actually. So yeah, I think we're in some serious trouble right now. Yeah, I think we're in serious trouble right now. We know Goodra and Ogerpon cannot take Sucker Punches. That's for sure. We know Grimmsnarl can't take an Iron Head. So we're going to come in with Grimmsnarl. Really the only thing we can do here, I think, the only hope we have at this point is that we go for the Sucker Punch and that's enough to take him out. I don't think it is. But I think that's really all we can do because he's probably Defiant, which means that if we Parting Shot, he's going to get the attack boost instead. So I think the only thing we can do, I think he actually outspeeds because Grimmsnarl's not very fast, even though Bisharp's not super fast either. So yeah, all we can do is Sucker Punch and hope that it kills. That's all we can do. So we go for the Sucker Punch. Is it enough? No. No, it's not enough. As he goes for the Iron Head, takes us out, knocks us down to 2. So I think we're pretty much done at this point, unfortunately. I don't think I don't think either Ogerpon or Goodra can take a Sucker Punch at +2 from this thing. So yeah, I think we've pretty much just lost to Bisharp. So we're going to come in with Ogerpon, take the Stealth Rock damage. We got the Mold Breaker coming into play. We are max HP, but even so, I don't think we take it. Now, what we could try to do here is we actually could try to Swords Dance. We could actually try to Swords Dance predicting the Sucker Punch. I think we might... I mean, we've lost. If he goes for the Sucker Punch, we lose anyway. So I think we probably just... I guess it doesn't matter at this point. We probably just Swords Dance. As he does go Sucker Punch, so we actually get a prediction there, which is interesting, funny enough. So we get the Swords Dance to go ahead and boost our attack. So our only hope here is that that we can out Sucker Punch Mind Game him, but I don't think that's gonna work. We could go for the next Swords Dance here, although it honestly doesn't matter. I really don't think it matters at this point. Yeah, I don't think it matters at this point. Because if he all he has to really do is just keep clicking Sucker Punch and he wins. We could try to Swords Dance again, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't think we have a way out here. I guess we just go for the knockoff. We just do that. So he does Sucker Punch. Can we take it? No, we can't take it. So this thing's gonna sweep us. So this is gonna be a very unceremonious end to the BHDL2 for the Philadelphia Pidgeys, swept by a Bisharp. Yeah, this is not how we needed this game to go, obviously. So yeah, I don't think there's any way. I don't think there's any way that we come back from this. It's over at this point, obviously. As we go for a Draco Meteor and we actually miss. We actually miss the Draco Meteor as he goes for the Iron Head and takes us out. So that's just a little insult to injury there. We couldn't even take the Bisharp out with a missed Draco Meteor, and that's going to be game. So yeah, we are going to lose this one 5-0 to Brandon. That was a pretty awful match, honestly. I was very disheartened by the matchup on paper going into this one. We definitely didn't seem like we had a good match. We definitely seemed to have a bad match on paper going into this one. And this was a week that we really needed to win, obviously, in order to try and keep our playoff hopes alive. So with this very disappointing loss, we'll end the Philadelphia Pidgeys season unofficially / officially here in the BHDL2. As with this loss, we are mathematically eliminated from playoff contention here. So. Yeah, what can I say? This has been a pretty disappointing season. Obviously, things didn't go our way in more ways than one, but I think I'm going to talk about it obviously more on the weekly recap and preview video next time. So yeah, but that's it. Thanks for watching again, everybody. Hope you all enjoyed it. Please hit that like button, leave a comment, and/or subscribe if you did enjoy, and stay tuned for more new battles in the future. So that's it, and we'll see you next time.